My country style family, how you guys doing today? Art here with you, back in the creek fishing yet again, but this is gonna be a little different. No fishing competition here or nothing like that. You know, you guys love fishing. You write to me about it all the time. You love the competitions, you love seeing us in the creek, which inspired me to do a little something different. I said, why not do a lesson on how to fish a creek for beginners? Got a lot of people that are interested in fishing but don't have the technique, need a little education. We could all use that, right? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give some tips on how you come out like a beautiful body of water like this. I am here in Social Circle, Georgia today. Yeah, nice little area over here. And I've got a star teacher, a star that's gonna help us pull out fish out the water. Are you ready for a country style fishing lesson? Let's do some of that today. Country style, and see what we can get out this water. Yeah, we're fishing. Move! There you go, there you go. There he is again.
You want to get all the slack out of it so you know when you're moving, it moves.
Listen at that, everybody. Look who's back in the water with me.
Hey, people.
You know him well. I've got the fish technician down here in Georgia with me. Gonna show us the ropes today, Doug Furlow.
How you doing?
Appreciate you, Doug. Appreciate you being back with us, man.
I'm glad to be back, man.
Hey, listen, today we're talking about how do you come to a creek. This is for beginner fishermen primarily.
Right.
Never fished it before, you don't know what's in it, don't know anything about the water, what the fish are doing or any of that, but still you want to catch fish.
That's
how
correct.
do we walk them through that? It's kind of like beginner stuff, but how do you walk them through it?
Well, the first thing I would do, and I'm asking you guys to do, is when you get out here, look at what's around you. The foliage that's around you, the clarity of the water that's out there. If the water is stained, you want to use light colored lures or bright lures, something that's vibrant. And this water today is stained. So if I was going to come out here, I would use something light, like something chartreuse or red, so that it would show up better in the stained water. And also black. The darker you go, the more it shows up. It gives you a deeper look in the water. If it's clear water, like on a bright, shiny day, you want to use light lures. If it's a dark day, use dark lures.
Yeah, it's a beautiful body of water, that's for sure. But when we were with you last time, we were down in the Florida Everglades.
Correct.
This is what we're talking about right here.
Yes, that's a peacock bass.
That's him right there, friends and neighbors. He just couldn't resist that lure. Peacock bass and those big cichlids and everything.
Yeah.
Got a lot of crappie and brim in these waters, some bass too.
Yeah.
But for those, you don't necessarily want lure action. How we want to fish those out there today?
As far as with the crappie?
Yeah.
Well, actually, we got some live bait today. We're gonna use some minnows in the crappie. You use what they call a cork that's on there that actually keeps your lure and your bait at a certain depth. So we're gonna actually throw that out there and sit in a few minutes and see if we can pull in some crappie.
And we've got one of your favorite personals, because you know this man makes his own stuff. This is what you call the what?
Tiny chow rig.
Show him that, fish technician.
It's actually a nail weight that goes in the bottom of the rig of the worm, and this worm is like 3 or 4 inches long.
Let him take a good look at that.
And I actually bent this hook out, so I'm going to show you. You have a 3-inch worm or a 4-inch worm, and you actually run your line down through the top of it. with your hook on it.
Mm-hmm.
Which, when I pull it up in there, the hook actually sits in the worm straight down. It sits in the water just like that.
Yeah.
And it has a weight in the head of it. It's called the nail weight. And you just bounce it. The only thing you wanted to do is just bounce it, just a little bit. And the fish would actually come and grab it from the top.
They like that, huh?
Yeah, most definitely.
And with the tiny child rig, I've got one on as well. And we're gonna start with that. We're gonna start with that tiny child rig and see, because you said brims will hit that and bass too?
And bass.
Okay. Let's give that a try. Let's just see how that popping little bump is gonna work. Let's see. Got that tiny child rig on here. There's not a lot of reeling, the technician says with this. He says you just want to bump that line like that. Now, I've never used this technique before, so I'm hoping I'm doing it okay. Nothing yet. First of all, we don't know if the fish are going to be biting today, but we hope they are. How's that technique, technician?
You're doing pretty good. You need to slow down a little bit.
Slow it down.
Give it a little bit more pause. Not
Gotcha.
too slow, but not as fast as you were moving. Between each pop, you need to probably slow down and wait maybe 3 seconds before you move it again.
Roger that.
Oh, you ain't at the canal no more.
So we tested the tiny child rig for quite some time, but the fish wasn't getting much action on that. So just for fun, the technician decided to load up one of his signature crawfish lures.
Going over in that shallow water. It's a little shallow over there in that peak.
Yeah, throw it right at the point. The fish generally come around the curve, the bass, the predators. They'll come around that corner where the bait fish is sitting, and they'll come around that corner and attacking.
Gotcha.
That's where you want to be, on the points. So I work it quite a few different ways. I will make it bounce first. Just bounce it.
That's the bounce.
Where in the bottom that tail is wiggling. You know? And then if that don't get me a hit, I'll take up the slack. If you point your tip at 12, and you can go from 12 to 3. Just pull it lightly. Go back and take up the slack. Don't move it no more. It's sitting there. When you take up the slack and you get it tight, go from 12 to 9. And it's making that worm swim that way, then swim to the other side. If not, you can just dog leg it, what we call it. That's raising it up, and it's pendulum, and drop down. Put it back down, pick up the slack, raise the tip up, and let it swing and hit the bottom. And the majority of the time on the downward fall is when the bass will really grab it. Work. There we go. There we go, baby. He's on. That's that bass for you.
That's the technician, y'all.
And that's my crawfish.
You went to the crawfish.
Yeah.
And right there, just like that. Just like that. Okay.
That's what I'm saying, baby. And my crawfish is on point.
Okay. And that's a light blue. So you, what did we get from that? That the fish like lighter colored action?
But the thing of it is they like crawfish. Bass hate these things because they eat their babies. So anything that looks anything like a crawfish, he's gonna try to eat it. And my crawfish definitely mimics what's actually a real crawfish.
Okay. All right. Well,
nice catch.
Look at that crawfish action, y'all. That's the technician's crawfish on there. The motion on it is so real. Can you see that? It's very real.
Right there, don't bring it in. It's called catching to me.
We just moved from one area. The tiny child rig was getting a couple of hits, but we've got these minnows here. Tell them about it, Doug, what we're doing.
All right, so these minnows we're about to use now to catch a crappie, which we actually using a slip bobber on it. This is a floater that actually locks down at a certain depth. And right now we want to set about 2 feet just to try first to see if the crappie are in that area. So when we throw it down there, the minnow will actually move around in the water by itself, and the bobber won't let it touch the bottom. Right. So hopefully we're about to catch some crappie.
Yeah, and obviously most of y'all know what a fish in a cork is and a bobber. Okay, so that's pretty simple. But we've got this minnow on here because crappie love minnows. Let's see if they're hitting. All right.
Fish on.
Fish on.
Fish on.
Fish on. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Oh.
Oh.
Fish off. Win some, you lose some.
Technician?
Yeah.
Well, I was just about to say, there's more complicated fishing, there's easier fishing. You got minnows on and you're in a crappie area. You really just get it out there and let them do the rest. Same thing with earthworms if you're fishing for brims or you know stuff like that. But it's still fun to catch them. So let's go back. The key was finding the right depth. I think we've got that now. And let's see if they're still out there. We went a little deeper. We got more action.
Got another crappie.
More action.
Bigger one.
Oh yeah. They are definitely hitting. Let's take a look at him here. Right there, friends. Again now, I'm fishing with those minnows. And he hit pretty aggressively on that minnow. Okay, got action now. Got action. Let's see what's on here. It's a crappie. There you go.
Nice size crappie.
This is a nice crappie right here. Again, crappie love, they love live action minnows. Getting action, guys. Can you see that bobber right there? I got action on it. Fish on. Got a fish on. Right in that same spot. They've been pretty good all day. Got a fish on. This one's a little smaller. A little smaller than the other ones. But not a bad fish at all. Not a bad fish at all. There's another fish right here, guys. There's another fish. Got another fish. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, he's a fighter. He's a fighter. Okay, see him right here. Now you're giving that rod a little light action as you're working on that crappie, aren't you?
That's correct. I'm reeling it really slow, and then every now and then I'll bounce the tip, so it's making the fish bobble and drop, bobble and drop.
Bobble and drop. That's
like
right.
Like it's a dead minnow.
Out here on the bank with the fish technician, catching a few crappie. That's what we're rigged for right now, remember? That's what we're rigged for, but we're gonna change up. And we're still in the heat of the day. But that's what we're doing.
Yeah, we out here melting.
My rod is
catching
right
a few
there. I
fish.
got an eye on it.
We melted, but we catching a few.
Guess what happened? While I was interviewing you, something ate my bait. I never saw it. Just pulled another one out the water. Just pulled another one out right here. There we go right here, friends and neighbors. Old Art's got him another one. Okay. They're all about the same size. Nice fish though. And again, I've been on those minnows. If crappie are hungry, if you got the right depth set, they're gonna hit a minnow. Isn't that right, Doug?
Most definitely.
You're fishing with the lure. You've had some light action as well.
Right. But
There you go.
You find that right depth, you hit that crappie every time.
You know, here's the other thing about fishing. You got to move around, right? How many times you heard old Jism say that he don't like to move around, but little Stevie moves around. It's getting cooler, sun's going down, and we feel that there are some big fish in this area of the creek over here. We're gonna walk over there and check them out and see. We're gonna rig for bass. We're done with the crappies for now, and we're gonna see if the big boys want to play today. It's hard to see what he's doing with this line, but this is actually my line he's working here. Back home in Carolina, the way we've got this rig, let's see if we can show it to him, fish technician, where you've got your weight coming off of the end and it's in the bottom and your hook is dangling 6 or so inches above it, floating in the water. It's hard to see it. Now, back home, if you talk to Den Finn, talk to Jism, talk to Fireman, talk to Cleve, all of them, they'll tell you they call that the Carolina rig. That's not what they call it here in Georgia. What you call it here, Doug?
It's actually called a drop shot.
Okay.
A Carolina rig is a different type of setup. And the way they got this drop shot right now is the weight is actually above the hook when it should be below the hook.
Okay.
I have one that I have rigged up.
Let's change it.
Let me grab that. And now we have the drop shot tied on with the weight at the bottom. The lure is in the middle. So when you're in the water, it sits in the water like this. And of course, once it gets buoyancy on it, this bait will stick out straight out.
And you're not going to be moving that. You're going to throw it and leave it, right?
That's right.
That's not going to be action on the reel.
So you want to actually bring your hook through the bait. Let me redo this again. You want to take your hook, stick it through the bait this way, bring it out the middle, and you just want the tip to penetrate just like
Careful
that.
how you say that. Careful with that.
All right.
This is a family show.
Yeah, you want you want the tip of the hook to come right through the top of the bait.
Yeah, I got
So
you.
when it hits the water, it's gonna sit in the water just like that.
It's gonna float.
With the weight at the bottom.
Gotcha. And that's one of your lures right there.
Yep, these
Again.
are my finesse worms.
What you call them?
Finesse worm.
Okay. All right, now we've got it dangling over the water. We're trying to give you an idea of what it's going to look like in the water. Okay, lower it there, technician.
The way to go to the bottom, and look, your bait will stand up in the water just like that. Look at all the little bitty fish the bait fish that's coming at it. That's the way your bait will be in the water. It'll move like that, and everything will attract it. I hope you can see those fish that's coming around.
We do see them.
Yeah. And
They're
that's the way
little
it
tiny
sits.
ones. All right, drop shot she goes.
And what you want to do is let it go till your line goes limp down at the bottom of the water, at the bottom of the lake, or the pond, or the creek. And then all you want to do is just tighten the line. So it looks like you got a straight line.
Gotcha.
And you really don't want to move it that much. You just
Yeah,
want to
if we
wiggle
had
the
a
tip.
holder and we don't, we could just sit
Right.
it in there. That's what we usually
Right.
do. But we don't have that. Okay, now, while the technician has got that one in the water, we're gonna fish this curly tail here, and I'm gonna be working this one down over in that area where I believe there's a big fish waiting. This curly tail's got good action, right, Doug?
Yes, sir. that tail will wiggle along the bottom as you pull it along. And the reason that weight be down there close to the head of the worm is it knocks up silk or dirt, if you want to put it in layman's term, along the bottom. So when it makes that dust, they see that tail wiggling, the fish coming
Coming to eat.
They're coming to get it.
I hope he's hungry. Technicians doing some technical work on something in that corner. He's working it. He says that he thinks there's a big fish lurking over there. If it wants to play.
He didn't take it. He bumped it the first time it fell in there. Let's go back and try to get him again. Do you see it moving over there?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm probably out of this. Wow. I really want to get that fish.
We'll get him.
Wrong way.
So the technician and that bass played cat and mouse, or fish and fisherman, for about another 10 minutes or so, but at the end of the day, that bass wasn't trying to go home with us. Said come back and see him some other time.
Okay, so we've determined that the conditions aren't right. The fish don't want to bite, not the big ones. Remember, we did fine with the crappie.
Correct.
Got a nice little line of crappie, okay? But the big boys aren't playing, and we know they're in here.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So we got to live to fight another day.
Yeah, especially right here in this spot where we're standing. I actually caught a 10-pound bass right in this little corner.
Tell us how you caught him. That's a great story.
Well, I was actually on the other side of the bank over there.
Uh-huh.
And I was fishing, throwing on this side, but it was a snake in the water. The snake was wiggling along the edge of the bank here, and the bass was trying to catch him from behind. And I actually threw a worm, just like what we just finished fishing with. And it hit right between the snake and the fish, and he grabbed it. 10 pounds.
That's a fishing story. That is a fishing story.
Yeah.
Well, I wish we could have seen that today without the snake, but
Right.
with the fish. But like I said, hey, this is a couple of lessons we're doing. We're gonna try bass again. We'll try another day. Don't look like it's gonna happen today. Like I said, we're gonna show you that line of crappie that we caught. There's the crappie we caught today. And take a look at this. While we had our string in the water, a turtle, could have been a moccasin.
Not that big.
Not that big.
No, that's a turtle.
Snapped this fish in half as he was in the water and took it from us. You see that? It's just a half. But anyway, those are our crappies that we caught. Nice string there. Good action on those with the minnows and with the lures. but we're gonna go for the big boys. On the next episode,
Yeah.
got the technician here. We're showing you how you do it country style, baby.
Country style.
We'll get the next one.
Yes, we will.
But now we're out.
All right.